everyone. I am Dr. Christine Anderson, and I am the Senior Assistant Director for Career Pathways within the Office of Career Exploration and Success on the Rutgers-New Brunswick campus. And today I'm going to talk to you about graduate school preparation. So our agenda for today, so first I'll do an introduction, so a little bit more about me, and then we'll talk about what is graduate school. Then we'll go into, is the graduate school worth it? When to start thinking about graduate school, the resources that the Office of Career Exploration and Success offers to Rutgers-New Brunswick students, and finally we'll conclude with action steps you can take at any point of your journey. So just to introduce myself, so I am Dr. Christine Anderson. I'm a proud EOF alumna, so I graduated from Rutgers University School of Arts and Sciences EOF program in 2012. I then went on to earn my master's degree in student affairs and college counseling in 2015. And I will add in the little tidbit that there is EOF support at the graduate level. So I was able to get some EOF funding at the graduate level to earn my master's degree. And then I earned my doctorate in 2022. I served as an EOF counselor for 7 years, and then I transitioned to CES pretty recently. So that is my career journey. So as an EOF student, I know what it's like to be at many different stages in the graduate school prep, from I didn't know graduate school was a thing, or I knew very little about it, to earning my doctorate degree, which is the highest level that we can get, that we can go in a doctorate or in a graduate school journey. So just a little bit about me. So what is graduate school? So types of degrees we can earn are master's degrees, doctoral degrees, and professional degrees like law. So like a JD. Why might it be for you? So you might want to advance in your field or open doors to new ones. You might want to develop deep expertise and credibility. You might want to gain access to leadership roles in teaching and research, or it might be a personal passion or lifelong learning. Or if you're like me, it's a combination of all four of those things. But you might be at different stages throughout your career journey, right? So one of the reasons I earned a doctorate degree was because I wanted to gain access to leadership roles. I wanted to be able to move up in my profession. But I also have always been really passionate about education, right? So we could be a combination of all those things at any point in time. So who goes to graduate school? People of all majors and backgrounds and interests can go to graduate school and choose to go to graduate school. My undergraduate degree was in communication, and I ended up getting a master's in education. So really, you can really go anywhere when it comes to graduate school. And we'll talk a little bit about this, but making sure you have the prerequisites to whatever program you're going into is going to be important. But really, anybody can go into a graduate program. And there are an increasing number of first generation and underrepresented students who are pursuing and succeeding in graduate education, which is, of course, just a really positive thing. So let's consider today, where are you now? Are you curious? Are you exploring options, or are you ready to apply? And no matter what stage you're at, today's discussion is going to be helpful for you. So is graduate school worth it? So some key stats. So higher earnings, graduate degree holders on average earn 12,000 more per year. There's typically more opportunities for those with graduate degrees. So many careers require or favor graduate degrees. There's typically lower unemployment. So master's and PhD grads have the lowest unemployment rates, and increased impact. So grads often work in fields that align with their values, advocacy, education, healthcare policy, etc. When to start thinking about graduate school? So for first years and sophomores, it's never a bad time to start. So explore your interests and majors, build relationship with professors, get involved in clubs, research, and leadership, and learn what grad school is and whether it might be interesting to you. Those first couple of years are really a time to just explore and figure out what's next. So it's never hopefully too intimidating to just kind of explore and not put too much pressure on it. For our juniors and seniors, we want to start narrowing down our focus if we're interested in graduate programs. We want to research programs and entrance exams. That's where I was just talking about previously, knowing what the prerequisites are for the program. So let's say you graduate with a degree in communication and you want to go into a completely different field. So I went into education. So I, wanted to learn what the requirements are outside of our entrance exams, the GRE, the LSATs, to be in that program. Did I need certain coursework as an undergraduate student in order to apply to this program? So in my scenario, I didn't need additional coursework, but I did need a GRE. But if you are going from the humanities to wanting to go into science and research, you might have to do a post-bachelor program or something to get those prerequisite courses that you need to apply for that program. I don't want to overwhelm you too much because we're kind of doing a broad overview, but if you are interested in something like that, definitely talk to your EOF counselor and your career advisor at your school, who can kind of help you do the research you need to understand what you would need for the graduate program that you're interested in, if it's a big switch. And then you want to prepare your application materials. So a lot of times that is a personal statement and usually 1 to 2 reference letters. For recent grads, you're not behind. Many students take 1 to 2 years before applying. I took almost a year before I applied. I graduated in May. I didn't apply to my master's degree for a master's program until I think January of the following year. I personally think it's a great idea to take a break, especially if you're just not 100% sold on what you want to do or 100% certain on what you want to do next that year, just to clear your mind. You've been in school for such a long time. So taking that year in between, year or 2 or more, is just helpful for you to actually get out in the real world and see what kind of work you want to do and where you really want to put your focus now that you've completed a very long journey of education. And then use the Office of Career Exploration and Success, or if you go to a different institution, your career services office, to stay supported. Well, in CES, we support students 1 year post-graduation. If you go to a different institution, I encourage you to just touch base with your office to see how long post-graduation they do offer services to students. So for our Rutgers University New Brunswick students, just some information on our locations. If you don't know, we are located in 2 spots. We are on the Bush campus in the Student Center, and then we are also located on College Ave in the Gateway Transit Building, which is right next to the Barnes & Noble. In our office, our foundation for our career journey is this career journey model, which is a circle. It starts at the top in that blue with discover yourself and then goes to the right. So we'll go to explore careers and academic pathways, then to develop skills, and then to pursuing your goals. And our belief is students can be at any one of these points at any time. I was going to say during the years that they're enrolled at Rutgers, but really even beyond that, I think that this model is really indicative of just the career journey itself. We can be at any stage in this journey at any point in our lives. I've moved through this model at very different stages throughout the time that I've been a full-time professional. And I'm always kind of reassessing and rediscovering who I am and what I want to do. And I'm always trying to develop skills at some point in time. So you never know where you're going to land on this, and it's okay. Wherever you're at in this model is more than fine. Our office can certainly help you at any point of your journey. So within the Office of Career Exploration and Success, we have career communities, and these are a way for students to get tailored information via their handshake page for the industries that they're interested in. So we've actually just updated these this summer. So for those of you who are familiar with our office and career communities, they might look similar, but a little different. Because they are. So we have the arts, multimedia, and communication community, education, law, government, and social impact, food, agriculture, animals, and the environment, business and human resources, healthcare and life sciences, technology, engineering, and applied sciences, discovery and exploration, access to career pathways, and graduate student career pathways. So if you are an undergraduate, anything from 8, I'm going in the opposite order, 8 to 1, 1 to 8 is applicable to you. And then if you go on to get a graduate degree at Rutgers University, New Brunswick, we do have a graduate student career pathways, which offers graduate student support. But for those of you who are undergraduates who are still kind of exploring the realm of if you want to go into graduate education, if you, within your handshake, and I'm going to go through this towards the end, you can select one or more career communities that you would like to be in, and that will tailor the information that you receive on handshake specifically for that community, which will be very specific to those industries. So I can't stress enough that if you are a continuing student at Rutgers University in New Brunswick, that you utilize your handshake. If you are an incoming student, that you activate your handshake, or if you're a current student who hasn't activated your handshake to do that, that is connected to your NetID and password. Very easy to, you just have to sign in through using your NetID and password, and you've started. But again, these communities will help you get just tailored information. You can select more than one, and then as you move through and you kind of start narrowing down exactly what industry you're really interested in, obviously, the more specific you are, the more specific the information you're going to receive. So how can CES help? So we have, and then also caveat too, if you're not Rutgers University New Brunswick student, your career office likely has very similar areas that they can help, so please connect with them. So we offer one-on-one advising, internship, job search assistance, resume, cover letter, personal statement reviews, interview preparation, graduate and professional school workshops. And then on Handshake, you can also find internships, research roles, and assistantships. So one of the other ways I mentioned in the introduction how I was able to get graduate EOF assistance for my master's degree for funding to help me pay for that degree. The other way outside of that, and then there's also scholarships and stuff, which is something totally separate, but there's something called graduate assistantships, which can help pay for your graduate degree. And that is where you typically work for an office on campus, and the institution will help pay for some of your tuition because you are working for an office. So for example, I worked at Monmouth in one of their offices, and that helped offset some of my tuition for that too. So I was able to work and get some assistance. So you might find those roles on Handshake. So that's another way of paying. We're not really going to go into the cost, the financial costs, and how to pay for graduate school today, but just know that there are lots of resources for students to get support for graduate programs. Careers.rutgers.edu is our website. If you're not familiar, please go to it. We have lots of resources on there for students. Very helpful. I am going to run through the handshake so we can kind of really pick through, because there's really interactive things for students on there. But of course, also our website is just as valuable. Handshake. So I mentioned before, if you haven't activated your Handshake, please do. So on Handshake, you'll find job, internship listings, exclusive career resources. That's where you'll schedule advising sessions if you're a Rutgers New Brunswick student, and then events and more. I mean, I'm saying Rutgers New Brunswick in case you're not a Rutgers New Brunswick student. Other schools also use the Handshake, so it's very possible that your school is using Handshake, and that is also how you would schedule your sessions and find all your resources and stuff for careers as well. So the next couple slides, I'm going to run through some resources that CES offers, and then a lot of these are housed within Handshake. So I will also, once I've run through them, I will then also, after that, I will pull up Handshake and we can go through it together. So career advising services that we offer are individual career advising appointments, so one-on-one, and then we also offer seminars and events. Internship and job search services, so Handshake, there's job postings, like I mentioned. There's employer information sessions if you are somebody who maybe you want to go to grad school, but you want to work beforehand. Employer info sessions will be very beneficial for you. And also, just another tip, as I'm thinking about it, some employers will pay for their employees to complete a graduate degree if, you know, they are starting to, they want you to advance your skills, or it's just maybe they see value and they want you to be able to move up and within the company and continue to provide, you know, value to the company. So there are programs that offer support with that too within an employer. So something to always kind of look for as well, as you're kind of doing your research on if you're considering doing a gap with a working full-time first or even part-time. And then career and internships fair. So we have our mega fair in September. It's September 15th through 18th. I'll show you a little bit about that too. But there is, even if you're not interested in or not really ready to take that jump with a career or even an internship, even just going for networking, I'll say that. Like if you're a first year student, you're like, I have no idea, go and network. That we have so many employers that come, just go and talk to people and see, what are they looking for in candidates? You might want to talk to them. Do they have anything for employers who want to seek professional or graduate degrees? And then also, no matter what stage you're at in your journey, if you're still currently a student and you're considering internships, I definitely would consider internships because typically a part of your application is submitting a resume too. So you're going to want to showcase what you've done to make you a strong candidate for a graduate program. So career and internship fair is very, very valuable. So here's more information on our fall fair. Again, it's September 15th to the 18th from 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Jersey Mike's Arena, that is on the Livingston campus. There are position-specific days, so I listed them off here, but I do want you to know that they are one on our website and two on Handshake. So day 1 is technology, engineering, medicine, and science-related position. Day 2, September 16th, technology, engineering, environment, food, and agriculture positions. Day 3, which is September 17th, business, HR, education, law, government, and social impact position. And then day 4 is our business, HR, communications, and creative related positions. You will be able to, if you are a Rutgers-New Brunswick student, be able to see on Handshake more information about the employers who are coming on specific days and even what positions they might be looking for. But again, even if you just want to network to do your research on what employers are coming will be helpful. Career fair prep events. So we have some prep events that we do beforehand. We have one in July that I didn't include because I believe you guys are getting this information after that session's already happened. But we do have one in August on the 13th. And then we have how to prep for an internship fair that are virtual in September. And then we also do resume critiques 1 week before the fair. Some are by appointment, and there's some other sessions that might pop up. So just take a look at Handshake. Again, I'll show you how to find all of that. But we certainly help students prepare for this. The Mega Fair is really, really popular. It's a really big event. So we want to make sure you feel super prepared for it. So that is coming up. So some online tools and resources that we offer students are the Student Alumni Career Connect. So this is such a valuable resource for students. So if you are interested in a career and you just want to connect with people who are in that field and just learn more about how did you get here, what steps did you take, and just kind of start building that network and just connecting with people who have similar interests as you. The Student Alumni Career Connect is great. We have alumni that are on there. You can send them a message. I usually encourage students to ask if they can do informational interviews with them, which is that, how did you get here? Tell me about yourself, and start connecting with alumni that way. Our networks are so valuable when it comes to our career trajectory. So starting that network now is really important. I know I would not be where I am today if I had not, as an undergraduate student, kind of start, and they at the time felt so small, staying connected to EOF, right? Like by just staying connected to EOF, I had, pretty much a lifelong reference letters that I could, my counselor would be happy to provide a reference, the director would provide me a reference. So it's those small things that can start making really long lasting impact. Big Interview is a tool to use to help practice interviewing. So you can do mock interviews on there. You can select how difficult you want the interview to be, what industry you want it to be in. It's a really cool tool. I'll also point out that our office, CES, offers mock interviewing for in-person mock interviewing. I do also encourage you to take advantage of that, especially if you're applying to a grad program that is going to require you to interview for that program. So definitely take advantage of both big interview and the in-person option as well. Big Interview also just recently rolled out an AI resume review, which is a good just first sweep through, right? To have AI kind of give a little quick sweep to catch any thing that could be improved, and then bringing it to a career advisor and CES and seeing if and having them provide additional feedback on that resume as well. Tradeify, if you don't know, is our career assessment. So if you're somebody who is feeling a little unsure about which direction they want to go in, Tradeify is a really great tool to just give us some information about, it's kind of like our personality, what environments we work really well in, where are like areas of improvement that, when we're working, think about your professional selves when you fill that out, and it's going to give you a really good just ideas for careers and what direction you could go into. It's not gonna, I've had students be like, that's not what I want to do at all. Like it gives you some career ideas as well outside of like what skills you're good in. And I've had students who are like, oh, it gave me this and that's not what I want to do. And that's totally fine. It's not meant to like give you the answer. It's just meant to highlight, okay, these are what you're really, really strong at. This is where you don't thrive as much in, and you then being able to take that information and be like, okay, I would do really well in this career field based on, what my strength areas are. Going Global is for looking for opportunities abroad. And then the Vault Industry Guides are our career guides where you can find more specific information and guides for careers you want to go into. So courses and signature programs, I didn't forget, I am going to go into Handshake after I wrap up this last slide. So there are courses and signature programs that CES offers. So Intern for a Day is exactly what it is. We pair students with employers to be interns for a day, and that typically happens over spring break. There is the Forward Career Pathways program, which is the program I oversee. This is for first year students. It's a 2-year program. Students apply during the fall of their first year, and they're admitted starting spring of their first year. And we help students with resume building. We offer very specific workshop and programming for them to help develop their career skills, career related skills. On second year, they're paired with an industry mentor, and that's where they have mentorship for that year, that academic year, specific to the industry that they're interested in going into. Again, this is for incoming first year students. That program. We also have the Rutgers internship and co-op course. So if you plan on taking an internship or you are participating in an internship, I highly encourage you to apply for the internship and co-op course, which is where you can earn credit for the course, where you can earn credit for your internship. And then we have the Rutgers Scarlet Service internship program. That is a highly competitive program where students apply and then they interview with the employer, and that happens over the summer. So I'm going to pause my screen really quick, and I'm going to switch us over to Handshake. So this is Handshake. When you log in, it's your Explore page typically. And if we go over to the right-hand side, there is this bubble that is my picture. Hopefully you have a picture as well. If you don't, I will let you know that CES offers we have a headshot booth, so you can take your headshot for free, and it's located on both of our campuses. So I really encourage, if you don't have a professional headshot, that you do this. So if I click on my little face, I can scroll down and click on my career interests. Oops. Good. Okay, and then here's where you can tailor your page. And this might change over the 4+ years that you're an undergraduate student, but you can indicate what type of position you're looking for. What are you considering after graduation? So if you know you want to go into grad school, you would click on graduate school, and it's going to kind of give you some more things to filter, and the more the system knows, the better tailored information you're going to get on your homepage. You might say, I'm going to do a gap year. You might say you're not sure, and that's totally fine. But the more you give, the better. Just the more specific the information you're going to get on your page. how can Handshake help you? If we keep scrolling down, you're going to see that the career communities are here. Again, we're still in the process of updating these, I think, so they might still look a little different. But you can select really however many you want. And I would say keep it to 1 to 2. As you get further into your journey, you might want to narrow it down to 1. I mean, 3 at most, maybe. You can do whatever you want. And just letting you know that as you are more specific, the system is going to be more specific for tailoring information to you. So I would say make sure you're just putting in all your interests here, and then you're going to save. If I go back to the left, I'm going to go back to our Explore page, which is our home page on Handshake. So this is our home page. If you scroll, the top is giving me top jobs. Again, this is going to be just curated to whatever you put your interests, that page we were just on. However you do that is going to curate this whole page. So classmates in your orbit. You can follow people. Upcoming employer events are here, on campus events. So this is like a homepage. It's exactly what it is. It's a homepage. It's going to give you a little bit of everything. Guidance on your careers at the bottom. If we scroll back up, the first thing I want to show you is our Career Center. So on the left navigation, we're going to go to the very bottom to Career Center. This is going to open up a new page where you're going to find all the CES resources. So the very first thing I want to show you is appointments. So this is how you can make an appointment with your advisor, with an advisor. So you'll click on appointments, you'll click on schedule a new appointment. Now you can see us for any reason, right? Major, career exploration, resumes. This isn't even showing you everything because it's going off of May. And so it's going to be a little different than what you're going to see as an undergraduate student. But you'll see at the bottom is graduate school planning and admissions preparation. So if that is what you're interested in, you're going to click on that. Again, you're probably going to see something a little different here. This is just showing what my page is tailored to. So I'll click on my appointment type, and then you would select at the top, you can change the weeks. So if you're like, I want to see somebody in August before I come back for the semester, you can obviously move to August. Or if you want to do it tomorrow, we can make an appointment for tomorrow. So I'll just click on that first appointment, and then the medium. So the only option that this advisor has is virtual and handshake. So I'll just click virtual and handshake. If they were available in person and that's what I wanted, that's what I would click. And then I'm going to put here, what can we help you with? I'm going to be as detailed as possible of what I would like assistance with, because this is going to help the advisor plan for that meeting. And then you click request meeting in the bottom right, and you're set. You should get an email notification that you've made that appointment, and you should also get reminders. And you're good to go. You could also cancel and reschedule that appointment as well if you needed to. So that's how to make an appointment with an advisor. If I go back to the Career Center, so that left navigation, is it going to let me? Okay. If we click on resources, this is where you're going to get, where you can find all the resources that I mentioned. The Student Alumni Career Connect, so you can click on that. You can get to that. Our big interview, Volt Industries, Tradeify, Going Global, careers and internship guides, etc. There's also the Peterson test and career prep, which would be helpful for graduate applications as well, graduate exams and preparation. So that's all at the bottom. So resources is also really helpful. I go back to the Career Center. There's some other things here that you can explore. If you scroll down, they're going to have upcoming events. I'm also going to show you where to find those events next outside of here. You can find our contact information here on the right side under contact information if you really needed to contact us, like an email. And then, of course, if you're affiliated with different schools, like School of Management and Labor Relations, School of Communication, those different centers are also listed up here as well. If I go back to the left navigation, I'm going to go to events. This is where you can find events. And right now it's the middle of the summer, so there's not a ton of stuff happening and not a ton of stuff listed, but come probably late August, you're really going to see this fill out. The first thing I'll show you is career fairs at your school. So obviously that's where we're going to find our mega fair. So if you click on that, it's going to tell you all the information you need about the fair. And then if you see on the right-hand side, you can see the employers that are attending. So this is just all about our fair. I'm going to go back to events. Oops. I'm going back to events, Career Center, employer events. So if there's any employers having events on campus and you would just like to connect with employers, this is a great place to see where those events are. Next is our Career Center guidance events. That's events that like our office holds and any other career service events that are happening on campus. So this is where you'll see the, a couple prep events that we have coming up. Let's see what else we have. So there's some resumes with School of Management and Labor Relation. You will really see this expand when the fall semester comes around. So just check back here. And if I go back to events, events hosted by employers. So again, if you're looking to connect with employers, employers host events pretty frequently here. So take a look at the employer hosted events and just start connecting with employers. And then finally, jobs on the left navigation. This is where if you're looking for an internship, if you're looking for assistantships, if you're looking for part-time or full-time jobs, you can find that here. You can search for jobs. You can filter by different locations. So it's pretty, Hinge is a really great resource. There's a lot on here. The stuff on the left side that you're seeing, I'm kind of scrolling down these positions that are all here. This is all tailored based on how I've set up my profile. So again, if you're looking to go to graduate school to become a physician's assistant, you're probably going to see a ton of healthcare stuff here. So the more you tailor your page, I can't stress it enough, the better. So this is Handshake. So I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint so we can just look at our final steps. So action steps for today. So if you're just curious, you could talk to a CES or career service advisor. You can explore majors and attend career services or your career office's events and workshops. If you're exploring graduate school, research programs, talk to professors, draft a personal statement, kind of start those planning process. You really want to, if you're really exploring graduate school, researching programs and deciding and figuring out what would be a good fit for you is so important. There's so much we can talk about when it comes to graduate school. So it's hard to fit everything in today. But when it comes to researching programs, you want to make sure it's a good fit. It's really easy for us when we go to one institution, we had a really great experience there, to want to just stay there. I know that was my feeling as a undergraduate student after I finished, and I decided I wanted to go for my master's in education. I was like, oh, I'll just go to Rutgers, right? That's where I'd gone for my undergraduate. I really loved it. And after researching programs and just applying to places, I found a better fit at Monmouth for a couple of different reasons. So it really is important that you find something that fits for you. It has the values that you want, and it is offering a framework that's going to work for your career trajectory. You should also talk to professors. They have gone through graduate school, so it's good to connect with them. And then I mentioned drafting your personal statement, just starting to get those application materials ready. If you are ready to apply, you're going to want to schedule an advising appointment so you can kind of just really prep for the application process and getting yourself just in a really good spot and ready to make sure you have all your materials in order. You want to prepare and take your GREs or your LSATs or whatever graduate exams that program requires. And then you want to review your application materials before submitting. So if you have to do a personal statement, getting that looked over by somebody, if you have an exam you needed to take, making sure you have those test scores and you know where they're going to be sent to. So just really making sure everything's set and ready to go. If you need letters of recommendation, making sure you've got those letter of recommendations on time. So looking at what the deadline is for the application and making sure whoever you're requesting a letter of recommendation from, that you're giving them enough time to write that letter of recommendation. A couple of days for a professional is often not enough time to get a recommendation done. So I like to give people at least a month. That's just me. But certainly just giving people the courtesy and as much time as possible to get that request done. And if you're a recent alumni, try to stay connected with your career office. So in our office, like I mentioned before, we are available for students up to 1 year post-graduation. So please connect with your university or your institution and ask what their services are post-graduation. So no matter where you're at in your journey, you are right where you're meant to be. And as long as you were just exploring and taking steps to the next direction, whatever that looks like for you, if it's graduate school, really your career office. I know CES is here for our students if you need us at any point in your journey. So I really do wish you guys the absolute best. Please stay connected with us. So our socials are at Rutgers Careers. You are welcome to go to our website, career.rutgers.edu, and connect with us. Please connect with me. You connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm Christine Anderson, EDD on LinkedIn. You can also find me on our website, and you can email me. My email is anderson.christine@rutgers.edu if you want to connect. Happy to chat more with students who are just interested in exploring what's next for them. So again, yeah, I wish you the best and thank you so much.